It was a match that always promised to be something different. Dublin and Meath, Leinster final opponents for 5 years running, pitted against each other in the first round of the '91 championship. But no one could have envisaged the extraordinary saga that was to unfold over a spellbinding 5 weeks as the sides met 4 times to try and resolve the tie. What did unfold in that period was a piece of sporting history in Ireland and captured here on this video for you to relive again. The open draw in Leinster in '91 had thrown up an intriguing first-round clash. Meath, the defending champions, All-Ireland winners in '87 and '88, against Dublin, National League winners in '91, Leinster champions in '89, and with their sights clearly set on championship glory. That one of the major powers in Gaelic football would be out of the championship in the first round seemed incredible. Well, hardly surprising, it was a tie which captured the imagination of football fans all over the country, and June 2nd was the date set for decision. It proved to be only episode 1 as referee Tommy Howard threw in the ball on the Dublin-Meath encounter that just went on and on and on.
Rarely, if ever, has a first-round match captured such attention. As to the team news, Leinster champions Meath relocate last year's team captain Colm O'Rourke and nominate him to lead their attack on the 40. Moving into the firing line on the fringe of the square is Tommy Dowd, who takes up station alongside Brian Stafford and Bernard Flynn. League victors Dublin sprung something of a surprise by choosing centre fielder Dave Foran at full forward. And in the reshuffle, Paul Curran joins the other PC, Clark that is, to offer a tongue-twisting midfield. Jack Sheedy reverts to centre forward, while up front, Vinnie Murphy takes the right corner with Mick Galvin on the opposite flank. The referee is Tommy Howard from Kildare for this battle of the champions, League champions Dublin against the Leinster champions from Meath. That goes off the chest of Mick Lyons, but Liam Harnan, his cousin, is waiting there for it to knock it into the middle of the field to Colm O'Rourke, getting there ahead of Keith Barr. Keary coming across to present a challenge. Played on to Beggy. The return for O'Rourke to knock one invitingly in. Tails away. Dublin defence. Liam Hayes here. Beggy once again challenged by Paul Clark. And that the first foul registered by the referee. Jimmy Barry Murphy, it looks like we're in for another tight battle here between these great Leinster rivals this afternoon.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way, Gerb. It's a game that everybody's looking forward to, and games in the past haven't always been noted for their open football, but maybe if we can get an early score, tensions might pass away and we could really have a classic in the football today.
The wind is supporting Dublin in the first half. Brian Stafford with the first free, not able to make the first score. Not too much space available up there on Hill 16 this afternoon. Fisted down. To Jack Sheedy, quite invitingly in, and it's a goal! A goal for Dublin! A mistake in the Meath defence. Mick Galvin may well take the credit. I remember him scoring a goal in a major match against Meath a couple of years ago. So Meath yet to score, 12 minutes gone in the first half. This is scampered, and it's finally put over the bar. Brian Stafford has done it. Finally breaks the Meath deadlock, just 2 days short of his 26th birthday. Giving the Meath fans here on the Canal End something to aspire to, and hope that there'll be many more like that. Martin O'Connell. Mick Deegan is the nearest Dublin player. Dropped in towards Tommy Dowd. Colm O'Rourke there as well. O'Rourke who catches it. Kieran Walsh trying to get back. Hayes had moved into an advanced position, and the referee has signalled that it's a penalty. Liam Hayes pushed down, it seemed, in the Dublin rectangle, and Tommy Howard has signalled the penalty. Brian Stafford against John O'Leary. He's curled it in. An expertly taken penalty. There didn't seem to be a great deal of pace in it, but it was perfectly placed. So 2 points the difference. Curran coming short for this one from Keith Barr, who's continued his run. Meanwhile, Tommy Carr, Colm O'Rourke trying to get back goal side. Martin O'Connell trying to present a challenge. It's high by Tommy Carr. It's over the bar. The team captain has done it. 3 points between the teams. At the first this afternoon by the wing-back. Two of the three best football teams in the country, I think, right now in action here. As Vinnie Murphy turns it back into the path of Niall Guyton, who scored 4 points in the league here against Meath. That's Curran with the snapshot, and it's over the bar. Paul Curran of Thomas Davis and Tala getting his first score of the afternoon. So now 1-5 to 1-1. Curran again against Colm O'Rourke. O'Rourke playing in his 42nd championship match this afternoon, equalling the record of Joe Castles. Castles missing from the championship for the first time since 1973. Meanwhile, Charlie Redmond pops over his 5th point. This is a glorious spell for the Erin's Isleman. Meanwhile, Sean Boylan has been in to offer a word of advice to Liam Harnan. He's marking Jack Sheedy. Towards Colm O'Rourke, pushed by Keith Barr, spotted by the referee. O'Rourke the free taker. And the referee sounds the whistle at the end of the opening 35 minutes. And 5 would seem to be the key figure from the first half. 5 points separating the teams at half-time. 5 points scored by Charlie Redmond in the opening 35 minutes. And their goal coming in the 5th minute from Mick Galvin. But half-time, Dublin 1-7, Meath 1-2. So at the start of the second half, Meath forced into change. Sean Kelly here has gone into midfield. PJ Gillick has gone full forward. Tommy Dowd is left half forward, and Bernard Flynn here and Brian Stafford have switched wings. That's Colm O'Rourke. They look for the first score of the second half. They failed to get it. Colm O'Rourke highly annoyed with himself. PJ Gillick, can he be the man to inspire them from full forward? Kelly on to Bernard Flynn. Great shoulder from McKennedy. Still Flynn, half blocked again. Claimed inside there, eventually by Paul Curran. The midfield player back there helping his full back line is robbed by David Beggy. And it's Tommy Dowd who kicks it, and he puts it over the bar. What he couldn't do from the full forward position, he's done since switched to left half forward. So Meath getting the first point of the second 35 minutes. McDeegan running as far as Liam Hayes. Bernard Flynn calling for it. The pass supplied to the number 15. And Meath with a second point and a real business-like approach. They look really purposeful at the start of the second half. Hit infield. PJ Gillick from a tight angle out, and he sails this one over the crossbar. And there's now just 2 points between the teams. Gillick's first points, it's moving into the fringe of the square. Dublin with just 1 point in the second half so far. Meath with 4. Largely due to the intervention of Liam Hayes at midfield. It's from Beggy on to Bernard Flynn. Can he take this game by the scruff of the neck? May happen yet. He's got a second point. A player who now plays his championship football at club level with St Joseph's in County Laois. Makes it 1-8 to 1-7. This is going to go right down to the wire. Just over 10 and a half minutes remaining. Superbly fetched again by Hayes. Getting second wind. Driven down defiantly. Touchdown superbly by Bernard Flynn to Stafford. Trying to chip the goalkeeper, but he put it over the crossbar. A well-worked point by Meath, and Brian Stafford with a goal and 4 points now. They're level again. 1-10 for Dublin, 1-10 for Meath. Paul Curran taking it against Terry Ferguson. A good solo forward. Colm Coyle trying to get in with a challenge. The shot, and it's gone over the bar. We're really seeing some superb football, some great scores from both teams. And that's Paul Curran's second point. Stafford on to Tommy Dowd against Tommy Carr. Carr having a very hectic afternoon trying to contain this live wire. Here he is beaten by the challenge. And it's put over the bar by a very industrious on hard-working Tommy Dowd. 2 points his contribution, and the sides level once more. 111 then against 111. The winners to place Wicklow in 2 weeks' time. If there were to be a replay, one assumes that would be next Sunday. He's caught it well. It's well directed, and Dublin have got in front with Charlie's 7th point this afternoon. There's a minute of injury time gone now. 1-12 for Dublin, 1-11 for Meath. Sean Kelly trying to sew up an equaliser. It's got to be from here. Stopped by Mick Deegan. Rolling forward. PJ Gillick kicking. Dowd is in there, and it's hopped high, and it's hopped over the bar. They're level, and PJ Gillick has sewn up this game. It looks like going to a replay. Gillick's 2nd point could so easily have been a goal. Charlie Redmond, I can tell you, off the ball has been...
Mick Deegan's a marvellous defence there, which was intercepted brilliantly by PJ Gillick, and he lobbed a speculative ball towards the goal, which Sean O'Leary seemed to have covered, but Bernard Flynn jumped at him. I think it bounced clean over the cross, but it could have been in the net just as easily.
So Tommy Haar then wanting the ball brought down, and that is it. An unsatisfactory position for the fans, but they'll have to come back again. Meath 1-12, still holding on to their Leinster championship from last year. Dublin 1-12.
An attendance of 51,144 had been in Croke Park to witness the drama, but it seemed that every football fan in the country wanted to be there for the replay. An instant sellout, that rematch was scheduled for the following Sunday, June the 9th, Episode 2.
Barney Rock is the replacement for Charlie Redmond, who broke down in training on Thursday night, while Donald McCarthy comes in for the luckless Niall Guyden. This means that there are now 4 changes in the team from that which started 7 days ago. Paul Beelan comes into midfield to link up with Dave Foran. Rock and McCarthy started the half-forward line, while Kieran Duff is listed at left corner forward. As expected, provincial champions Meath also make a couple of positional switches following their fine second-half showing on Sunday last. Sean Kelly now remains in midfield, with PJ Gillick retaining the full forward berth and Tommy Dowd redeployed at left half-forward. Well, one thing which hasn't changed is the referee, and that is Tommy Howard from Kildare. And likewise, the wind hasn't changed. There's a wind factor once again here this afternoon, as Dublin, playing against it, have an opening here with Vinnie Murphy looking for their opening score. And it really is one that they would have wished to take. Many positional switches I can tell you about in the Dublin attack. Barney Rock, for instance, has gone onto the 40. Jack Sheedy playing top of the right. And Donald McCarthy, as expected, is operating at top of the left. And it is Kieran Duff against Kevin Foley, renewing acquaintances over on the left wing. That breeze, Jack O'Shea, a very considerable one.
Yeah, it's a very strong breeze out there today. I think Meath would have to press home a 5 or 6 points half-time lead for that win to be to their advantage.
So 5 minutes gone, still no score. And Barney Rock has come out the field, just outside the 45-metre line. Struck well, nicely delivered, the opening score, and Barney is the scorer. From a good distance out, about 48 metres out. Colm O'Rourke, a fine fetch. Hayes was looking for it. Pass delivered in towards Bernard Flynn, seeking to put Meath on level terms. Got their first scoring chance and they put it over the bar. The economical Bernard Flynn, his first point of the day, having struck 3 beautifully hit points in the drawn match last weekend. Beggy carrying it forward. Transferred by Gillick to Beggy. Scoring chance here for David Beggy from 13 metres out. Hit raspingly over the crossbar. Flynn just holding it up, and Martin O'Connell has gone through the gap, and there's a player loose inside, and that's Gillick, and there's a goal chance here. John O'Leary let him there, and Gillick has hit it over the bar. The goalkeeper decided not to concede the penalty, did his bit to block that one, but PJ Gillick knows he should have scored a Meath goal. Instead it's 4 points to 1. Lashed forward towards Vinnie Murphy, who came with a good run, but Kevin Foley read it all the way. Kick towards Tommy Dowd against the other Tommy Carr. PJ Gillick coming racing out. Oh, and the two Meath men collide, and PJ Gillick shows the strength of his physical well-being. Liam Hayes took up a good position. Kelly has gone forward, and he taps it high, and they put it over the bar. The midfielders combined beautifully that time as Hayes supplied the pass inside for Sean Kelly, his first score, and now just 3 between them. Jack Sheedy just touched that one on, but took it away from the run of Barney Rock. Instead it's Terry Ferguson. Well, he overcarried. There can't have been too much in that one. Well, this game, of course, is the opposite to last week in one sense, in that then it was Dublin who built up the comfortable first half lead, and Meath had to claw their way back into the match. Today it's going to be a reverse situation. Kieran Duff. Beelan is under it. Martin O'Connell there with Curran coming in. Paul Beelan. Good raking ball across towards Vinnie Murphy. Gathered with some difficulty in the Meath defence, trying to close him down. Might just leave a gap for Kieran Duff to exploit. Heary coming belting forward. Now Jack Sheedy, but 40 metres out. Dublin being forced back. Barr against David Beggy. Good defence by David Beggy, but he trips Keith Barr. But he did well initially to come out and close down the move that Dublin were building up. So the angle confronting Barney Rock. He's Dublin's only scorer, and both of those have come from frees, and now you can make that a third. Justifying his selection, which was a late selection made yesterday. Dowd has come away from his left corner forward position to switch wings. Denied space, however, and possession by Keith Barr. Into Tommy Carr, onto Dave Foran. A measured build-up by Dublin. Meath trying to deny them space. The referee right up with the play, using an advantage. That's a good steal that time there by Sean Kelly, taking it away from Jack Sheedy. Up to Tommy Dowd, challenged again by Kennedy. Fouled over there by Heary. Dowd wanting to take the free quickly. Hit hopefully into space. Deegan lets it behind. Bernard Flynn trying to get onto it. And the referee meanwhile has blown his whistle for something that happened across on the far side of the field. Well, the linesman obviously wasn't too pleased with the sideline ball that was taken, or is that the case? It's going to be a free. Liam Harnan with a free for Meath. Hit towards Tommy Dowd, getting there ahead of Tommy Carr, shouldered by Dave Foran. A little solo run through the centre again by Dowd, another good shoulder, so it seemed, by Tommy Carr. It's going to be a Meath free kick, and Sean Boylan has come in to attend to the injured Tommy Dowd.
We have a lot of stoppages again today in the play, but it isn't as robust as it was last week. Here we see Tommy Dowd again. I think more or less playing for a free there. Tommy Carr's tackle seemed to be fairly fair. I didn't think it was a free really.
So under a minute to go to half time. Terry Ferguson towards Brian Stafford, pursued by Mick Kennedy. David Beggy, score of a super point in this first half, looking for a second. Not quite having his eye on, but certainly was under a lot of pressure as he was hitting that one. They'll reach up for it. It's Tommy Dowd, or Tommy Carr rather. Carr kicking it forward. Terry Ferguson cutting it out. And the referee deciding he was fouled by Barney Rock. And Michael McQuillan is going to take this free as we're into injury time. 6 points to 3 at half time. Meath the leaders, but is that sufficient? Dublin in a happy enough position, but Barney Rock, their only scorer, 3 points from frees, and so 3 between them at half-time. It makes for an intriguing second half. As we say, Meath leading at half-time by 6 points to 3. So it's now really up to Dublin. They have the initiative, they certainly have the wind, and they're bound to have a lot of possession. Phelan racing forward, head high, held by Liam Hayes, and Barney Rock ready to take the free as Liam Hayes just indicating his displeasure to referee Tommy Howard. Once again, play broken up repeatedly, even at the start of this second half, with free after free. Rock, point number 4 for the afternoon, all of them from place balls, but now there's just 2 points between the teams. So let's see what kind of headway Michael McQuillan can make against the wind. Colm O'Rourke coming deep for it. Kelly, clean catch. A lot of the clean catching in the first half was coming from the Dublin midfielders, but they didn't make much use of it. Keith Barr wanting an advantage of 13 metres. Disappointed Sean Kelly. Well, this is a fair distance out, even for a predator like Barney Rock. So the expert free taker going for a score, tailing towards the left, held in there splendidly. McCarthy trying to play that ball inside, looking for some support, getting it from Eamon Heary, a wing back who likes to go forward, and he's struck it over the bar, or has he? Yes, off the crossbar and over. There's the bare minimum between them. The Leinster champions are in real trouble against the league champions. Heary's first point, a real star, the Dublin fans saluting that kick, and it's 6 points to 5.
Yeah, there's a great point from Eamon Heary, a real team lifting point.
Kelly breaking ball down, Martin O'Connell responding. Up towards Bernard Flynn, runs on towards Brian Stafford instead. Beggy trying to hit this ball forward to use his pace. Kieran Walsh, however, had something an advantage initially, but he's tripped and being tripped, and the referee signals that it's going to be a free out for Dublin as they play away in front of John O'Leary's goal. Well, Beggy there really hitting that ball forward to test the pace of the defence. The referee saw it as a trip. Paul Curran under this one with Martin O'Connell. A Meath ball. Gillick sees that one fisted away by Mick Deegan. Tommy Carr took a good position, but was fouled by PJ Gillick after he played the ball away. And Ferguson is wondering why the free has been awarded. It's because of a late challenge. The late challenge by PJ Gillick puts further pressure on the Meath backs. So Barney Rock will come and kick this one. Certainly getting a lot of practice this afternoon to fine-tune his free-taking. And he's put it over the bar for the equaliser. Barney Rock kicks another beauty from a huge distance out. O'Rourke beaten on this occasion by Tommy Carr. Well, the Meath forward line can ill afford to give away frees like that.
Yeah, Tommy Carr has played a very good game today for Dublin. I think last week he had a lot of trouble with Tommy Dow, but today he seems to be on top.
Curran racing away down that right-hand side, despite the attentions of Martin O'Connell. Oh, he takes a late challenge that time to the face by Liam Hayes, and the referee has spotted it. That ball is fisted, but it's going to be a free from the 13-metre line. A very good decision by Tommy Howard. Well, it should be a mere formality for Barney Rock as Curran is back on his feet. A strong youngster. So this to give Dublin the lead. That is Angle. It's 7-6. Meath failing to score so far in the second half, which is now 11 minutes old. Fans, I think, looking for a bit more entertainment. It's been a little bit listless. Ferguson. Challenged by Kieran Duff. He wants Duff out of his way quickly so he can take the free. Gillick. Bon McDermott has come in around the half-forward line, and Colm Coyle is left half-back, with Terry Ferguson having got into centre-half. Bernard Flynn challenging inside there, and John O'Leary is the one who takes that ball out. The referee has blown the whistle. The Dublin defenders going in to question his decision here. And it's going to be an ordinary free in, it seems, from the 13-metre line. Stafford takes his opportunity to put them back level again. His third point, and that's Meath's first point of the second half, and it's taken 18 minutes to produce. Easily taken by Colm O'Rourke, despite the attentions of Eamon Heary. Driven forward, Beggy, who has the pace. Heary likewise. That's Keith Parr presenting the challenge. Beggy kicking right across the face of the goal, not too far away. For Paddy Cullen watching what is the 50th free of this match. There's a quarter of an hour remaining. Meath 7 points, Dublin 7 points. Nicely taken inside. Phelan lets it behind, he's fouled, and it's a free in. Terry Ferguson incensed by that decision, giving the referee a very vexed look. So wind assisted. It should be an easy one for Barney, and that it is. The expert free taker. So confirmation that it's Dublin leading by 8-7. Paul Clarke, it seems, is ready to come into the action. The player who was dropped following last week's game, but had been playing right throughout the league and championship last year. Watches now as PJ Gillick in the position where he kicked the point, the equalising score last week. This time feeding it forward to Bernard Flynn. Taking the return. Dangerous situation. He's flicked it over the bar with the fist. PJ Gillick taking his second point. Liam Hayes with support from Colm Coyle. Bernard Flynn over there against Mick Deegan. Claims that it might be a Dublin ball from Tommy Carr. Dublin, I think, are about to bring in Jerry Hargan. Will they bring him in at full back where he normally plays? That we'll wait and see. Terry Ferguson, meanwhile, switched inside to David Beggy. But Navan O'Mahony's man trying to engineer a free kick. The Dublin backs grouping well. Referee Tommy Howard well positioned. Bernard Flynn again, this time against Kieran Walsh. And a little bit slippery following the drizzle we've had. Fed in from Gillick to Colm O'Rourke, and O'Rourke's put it over the bar, and Meath are in front, having led at half-time by 6 points to 3, having seen that lead whittled away, having been brought back level on 3 occasions. The Leinster champions go back in front again, and it's the great-hearted Colm O'Rourke who's done it for them. 8.5 minutes to go, and Jerry Hargan is in the Dublin team. He's gone in place of Mick Kennedy. Kieran Walsh has gone to the left-hand side, and Jerry Hargan wins it, touching it down to Eamon Heary. Tommy O'Malley in difficulty. Paul Clarke, the substitute, driving it over defiantly, and I think pointing out at the same time to the Dublin selectors that he has plenty to offer when in form. His first point, an invaluable one at that. Level for the 4th time in the game.
This was a great run here by Eamon Healy, a good ball, a bit of purpose in that delivery. Robbie O'Malley unlucky not to hold it, but Paul Clark ran onto the break, steadied himself, picked his angle, and a beautiful score.
Clark's got it again in midfield against another substitute, Colm Coyle. In towards Kieran Duff. We haven't had a goal in the match so far. I wonder, is there one yet? Brilliantly blocked down, but it still runs on towards Donald McCarthy. Martin O'Connell trying to block his path to goal. Robbie O'Malley well positioned as well. Support required. Jack Sheedy coming in, and the referee saw the foul by Martin O'Connell on Jack Sheedy. O'Connell going in there to have words with the referee, but he's totally nonplussed by it all.
Yeah, I think Martin actually handled the ball on the ground at that time. I'd say that was the foul more than fouling anybody. I think he put his hand on the ball while he was on the ground.
Outside of the boot on this occasion. Same result. Dublin leading by 1. McQuillan here, who made his senior debut as far back as 1978 with the kick-out. Jack Sheedy, who made his senior debut last year. Super catch against 5 Meath men, and one of them was David Beggy. Got by 2 challenges, and the referee did not allow him an advantage. Well, when you're playing against the wind like this, you really need those advantages, but they might have something yet, because the Dublin marking was very slack. Here he's late in getting in there with a telling challenge on David Beggy. Clark trying to get goal side as well. Likewise Jack Sheedy half blocked it down. Meath needing the score to bring this match back to equality. Colm O'Rourke went by, and Keith Barkin only laughed at the decision. A smiling expression on his face, but not one bit pleased. It's presented Brian Stafford with another chance. This about 25-26 metres out. A blustery wind which is now blowing away to his left-hand side, but in spite of that, he stuck to his task, and these teams are level again. Inseparable after 70 minutes last week, and now inseparable after 62, a little bit more minutes of this week, of this particular game. Indeed, we're only within about 3 minutes of the end of the game, so that should be about 67 minutes. Dropped by Liam Hayes, recovered however, against Dave Foran. A foul is committed by Foran, and they really will need to be disciplined now, both teams. Tiring limbs. So is history to repeat itself, or will it be like 1983 once again? Extra time. Keith Barr reaches high, but it's Jack Sheedy who takes up a great position just behind him. Was he fouled by Martin O'Connell? The referee says play on. O'Malley taking it. The jeering from the Dublin fans because they thought there was a late foul that time on Jack Sheedy, but the referee didn't see it like that. And right now there's a Dublin forward down injured, Vinnie Murphy. Was he fouled?
Yeah, we're seeing Mick Lyons here giving the short arm back to Vinnie Murphy. Quite rightly, I think this has to be penalised, because the ball really was covered by Robbie O'Malley. No need to give away, stupid free.
So now we have 5 bookings in all. That compares with 6 last week. And Lyons has been sent off. Meath are down to 14 players, with the game tied up at 10 points each, and just 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining. Colm Coyle for 14-man Meath. They'll be hoping just to take it into extra time. Kieran Walsh, stopped by Martin O'Connell. Meath needing to hold possession now and not give it away like this. Dave Foran belts it into space towards Kieran Duff. The jump of the ball there, well judged by Kevin Foley. David Beggy selling a dummy to Paul Beelan, trying to go forward to go round Kieran Walsh. This is the substitute John McDermott. Match tied up, remember. Jack Sheedy again takes up a great position. That's the second time he's made a magnificent run back to intercept and to make a good clearance. Keith Barr, we're in injury time. If there's to be a winner now It's to come at the time at the discretion of the referee for stoppages. Martin O'Connell, David Beggy. Meath certainly showing the appetite. Great character as well. Deegan, well positioned. Carr taking it from him. Terry Ferguson. Kieran Duff. Over a half a minute of injury time's been played. And two Dublin players going forward. And in the end, it's Colm Coyle who gathers as they get in one another's way. It's an amazing miss. That should surely have been a score for Dublin at the other end. A cool head was required and a little patience. Colm O'Rourke has held it up. Fouled by Keith Barr. And Terry Ferguson was waiting for it to come his way. Meath really stretched at the back. It's Vinnie Murphy against Martin O'Connell. Murphy has got it. Oh, it's not by McQuillan. Murphy again a second chance. The defence having to be disciplined, not concede anything. It spills loose. And it's come out to Colm Coyle again. He's been fouled. That is an amazing sequence of events. McQuillan is a definite hero after all of that. A fine save, standing his ground in the second minute of injury time. A dramatic finale to the end of the 70 minutes. And that, I think, is all there is. Tommy Howard signals the end of the 70 minutes. And just as in 1983, it has to go to a half an hour's extra time. The scoreline reads Dublin 10 points, Meath 10 points, and Barney Rock scored 8 of Dublin's 10 points.
Dublin had missed a golden chance to wrap the game up. Now Meath were allowed to bring Mick Lyons back for the 30 minutes of extra time.
So a whole new ball game and 15 players each at the start of extra time. Kevin Foley takes the challenge from Dave Foran. Kieran Walsh. And back there we saw Jerry Hargan against Brian Stafford. Ball touched on the ground. Paul Beelan, who impressed from time to time in that 70-minute match which we've just seen. Keith Barr belting it forward. Well fetched. John McDermott, the substitute. He's left it behind to Vinnie Murphy. Kieran Duff trying to engineer the first score in injury time, or in extra time I should say. And Kieran Duff gets his first point of the afternoon. Bernard Flynn. Meath with the advantage of the wind. Hit inside to David Beggy. Trying to go round, and it's hit inside brilliantly by David Beggy. An instant response by Meath. The first goal of the match. And David Beggy is the goal scorer. He got by Kieran Walsh and hit it in beautifully into the top corner. John O'Leary powerless to deny him. So Meath ahead by 2 points.
We saw it came from a great kick up on McQuillan, eluded midfield. Bernard Flynn picked the ball up, a tremendous ball into David Beggy, sidestepped his man brilliantly and put it away. Great goal.
Paul Curran is coming back into the Dublin team, and Beelan is the player who makes way. John O'Leary, who will be celebrating his 30th birthday later in the month, hoping to be in the championship still at that time. Colm Coyle. Cross towards Sean Kelly. Fetched in the air by Kieran Walsh. Dropped down, however. And it's Colm O'Rourke who takes it. Against Keith Barr. McDermott. And the whistle has sounded. Yet another free. Meath win their 34th free of this match. The 4th in extra time. The kick by Stafford. nicely on its way. He's kicked 4 or 5 points now, all of them coming from frees. So a goal between the teams. Dave Foran against Liam Hayes. Hayes, who was not given the chance to shine in this match, has happened in the second half last Sunday. So Barney Rock going across to take the free, coming up to 10 minutes gone now in the first period of extra time. Dublin with just 1 point to show for extra time so far, that at the very start of this half. Wind into Barney's face. Liam Harnan in, there is a goal! It's a goal, and Jack Sheedy is the goal scorer from Barney Rock's free kick. Martin O'Connell goes in to question that with the umpire.
Martin O'Connell seemed to be the Meath defender that should have gone to that ball, but again 2 or 3 Meath defenders in on top of him. Jack Sheedy come in, tremendous punch to the net.
Level again, and that's how it remained as neither team scored in the second period of extra time. The final score, Dublin 1-11, Meath 1-11. As the championship minutes mounted up over the 2 Sundays, however, it was Dublin who appeared to tire the most by the end of the second match. Even referee Tommy Howard clearly found the going tough. However, a crowd of 61,000 at Croke Park had been left exhilarated by what they'd seen. We just couldn't wait for the next instalment. Wait we had to do, however, for a fortnight. June 23rd was the date set for episode 3. Surely they'd settle it this time.
It's misty, but there's a capacity crowd at Croke Park once again, bringing to £750,000 the taking from what's still just a first-round match, representing a total attendance of over 170,000. And today they see Dublin introduce a change in attack with a strong running Declan Sheehan coming in at top of the right. He's one of 3 changes in all, the others being on the half-forward line, where Paul Clark takes up duty on the right, with Niall Guyton over the worst of the chickenpox on the left-hand side. And hoping for another bumper crop is free-taker Barney Rock, whose 8 points in the first-round replay were absolutely crucial. Meath's sole newcomer is Colm Coyle, who came into good effect in the last match at left half-back. The switches involve a move to midfield for Martin O'Connell, PJ Gillick taking the number 12 shirt, with Sean Kelly starting at top of the right, alongside Brian Stafford back in his best position, where he could certainly exert a greater influence today. The referee Tommy Howard once again. Well, so far this month the games between the counties have lacked a certain amount of style, but that was substituted by 2 rugged and vigorous contests, and the expectation of another one this afternoon with Keith Barr going in there. The challenge with David Beggy spills out here as far as Tommy Carr. So in the opening minute of this match, Vinnie Murphy taking up position away on the left-hand side. Mick Lyons went out there to follow him. Meath with Martin O'Connell there operating in the midfield, ready to take the free. Dave Foran, the injured player, and that in the very first minute of this game. This the incident that led up to that, and the challenge, and it came down rather awkwardly. David Beggy, who has given that ball away to Paul Clark. Scoring chance here for Dublin. Vinnie Murphy in there. Mick Lyons magnificently lets it down, and it's Foley who takes it away. Ferguson kicked wildly into the centre, and Barney Rock is fouled by Colm Coyle. Free into Dublin. Meath will need to be disciplined. Barney Rock, one would assume, is going to take this free if he's in a fit condition to do so.
Here we see Terry Ferguson. The bad clearance by Terry comes out to Barney Rock, and Colm Coyle was in very high in Barney there.
So it should be point number 1. Approaching the 5th minute of the match, and Dublin take the lead through the kicking skills of Barney Rock from Ballymont Kickham's. The flags on the hill then flying proudly for Dublin. O'Connell. It's punched down, however, by Beelan, only as far as Colm Coyle. Meath trying to set up their first scoring chance in earnest. From Stafford down to Colm O'Rourke. Back with the Meath number 14, drilling it inside dangerously. It was Beggy who took up an excellent position. Here he pursued him, and it's gone harmlessly wide. Meath's first wide of the match. That was a lovely ball across by Brian Stafford, and David Beggy was the one who made the run.
Here we see Brian Stafford holding the ball up. This is more like the Meath attack we know. David Beggy cutting across goal. Did well actually to go down on the ground, but unlucky not to collect the ball, and well covered by Eamon Heary.
Bernard Flynn fists it down despite the attention of Mick Deegan. Picked up by Stafford. On to Hayes. Meath trailing in the early stages of this match to a Barney Rock. Pointed free. Not any longer. And it's Brian Stafford who stuck it over the bar. Once again there, Jack, a good measured build-up, and we saw Stafford getting away from the full forward position, a position he likes to move into.
Yeah, I think Brian Stafford might have a big part to play today. I think he's more at home at full forward. He took that score excellently well.
Coyle taking that ball well. O'Rourke belted forward to Bernard Flynn, who's very much more mobile in the opening minutes of this game. Again, it's Stafford. Remember last year in the All-Ireland semi-final, he spent most of the game on around midfield. Taking Mick Deegan out of position. Kelly's gone in. O'Leary's made a good save, but there's a foul. And it's going to be a free in for Meath as the jersey of Sean Kelly was being tugged by Mick Kennedy. It was a useful build-up that time, Jack, but Meath do have the free.
Yeah, Meath again moving a lot in the forward line, but I see Brian Stafford again holding the ball well and giving a very good ball through for Sean Kelly. Mick Kennedy helping back.
And he's given his side the lead by 2 points to 1. The driving rain now lashing in on the faces of the people across in the Cusack stand. Paul Beelan. Dropped forward towards Vinnie Murphy. Mick Lyons reaching out for it, but drops down nasty for Niall Guyden. And Declan Sheehan's inside a scoring chance here. Comes out in the end to Paul Clark and put over the bar. Declan Sheehan was the one who really had a useful opening, but finally when it reached Paul Clark, he managed to put the sides on level terms with his first point of the match. So Hargan, I think, is going to come in for Kieran Walsh, and indeed it's Kieran Walsh who's gone. Gillick trying to fetch it from the air, so too is Dave Foran, held by Gillick. Not as many frees as the last day. We've probably lost about 3 minutes through the frees we've had to take in terms of continuous play. Murphy now getting it back as far as Niall Guyden, who managed 4 points in the league last March against the same opposition, and that's his first this afternoon. So the 2 wing forwards have now scored for Dublin, and Dublin go back in front. They led in the opening minute from a point from Barney Rock from the free, and it's now 3 points to 2. Harnan under it, pursued by Beelan. Coyle putting in a challenge. It breaks loose to Martin O'Connell. Now David Beggy. The Edinburgh-based Beggy finding Colm O'Rourke. That greasy ball, hard to handle, and it's Keith Barr comes in with a late foul on Colm O'Rourke. The referee, I think, has blown the whistle. He's kept looking over his shoulder. It's going to be a free from where the ball lands, I think. He's talking to Guyden. I don't know if something was said to him, but from here it seemed to be Keith Barr who committed the foul.
Here we see the ball with Colm O'Rourke. Sidestepped Niall Guyden very well. I don't think actually Niall Guyden committed the foul. Keith Barr went in very, very high. I think the wrong man might have been booked on that occasion.
The referee's now going in to look at Mick Kennedy. He's looking for number 6. No, he's not number 6. Now this is getting completely farcical. This is the 3rd time we've had Tommy Howard refereeing Dublin Meath matches, and he's going around to look at all the numbers. Will the real Keith Barr really stand up? Keith Barr is way down near the goal line. He may yet find his man. Yep. Gotcha. Well, I just hope that the booking of Niall Guyden earlier on doesn't count, because if it does and he picks up a later foul, of course he'll be sent off for something he didn't commit. After all that, Brian Stafford seeking point number 3 of the afternoon. This is about 40 metres out. Little no breeze to contend with. He finds the range, and the sides level once again. towards Guidon's wing. He's got it. Has he got a right leg? It certainly shows that he has. Operating on the left wing, cutting inside delightfully, and he's kicked Dublin ahead again. It's shaping up to a right good match. That is second point, showing those Dublin fans just why the selectors had their faith well placed in him. Jack Sheedy, driven through beyond Vinnie Murphy towards Declan Sheehan, on towards Guidon. The goalkeeper comes out, lucky not to trip Guidon. Back towards Declan Sheehan, fed forward to Guidon again. Angle is very tight, but he's equal to it, and he's now kicked a third point. The Raheny player is such a good link man, shows himself to be a fine scorer as well, and there are now two between the teams. O'Rourke touching it away from Keith Barr. Always copped a high one to the face from Heary. And Colm O'Rourke not a player to feign injury. There was a connection from Heary.
There we see a ball dropping here. Colm O'Rourke, the great-hearted player that he is, picks the ball up. I think he shows his sportsmanship here, the way another player would have lied down on that occasion. Colm was a great sportsman and wasn't interested in getting the double man book.
Indeed, there's been a suggestion that in this tie so far, one or two players went down when they might well have got up. Stafford, off the pole. Meath's fifth wide, Dublin with 3. But the important statistic of points, Dublin 5, Meath 3. And Keith Barr, I think, opting to take the ball from the ground. From off the ball, running with Declan Sheehan running across the face of the goal. It drops in towards Bean. Vinnie Murphy! Oh, and comes off back. I think Martin O'Connell. I think it might well have been O'Connell who hit it last. Colm Coyle was there as well. But Vinnie Murphy was going for glory once again. Denied a goal the last day. Looking for one just before the end of the first 30 minutes of this first half.
Yeah, here we see it. That was a great free in by Keith Barr, beautifully held by Vinnie Murphy, and Martin O'Connell did his defensive works there, which I think he's best at.
So Barney Rock to take the 45. There wasn't a 45, strangely, in the first replay 2 weeks ago. And this one here has failed to produce a score. Off Dave Foran, down to Jack Sheedy again. Dublin then trying to finish off this first half in style and put 3 points between the teams at the break. Harney trying to close the gap to 1. Hayes. Perhaps the last attacking move of the first half with Meath here. And it's Bernard Flynn trying to set PJ Gillick on his way, but John O'Leary advancing very smartly, reading the danger signs.
Well, in fairness to the players, I think it's quite difficult. The conditions are quite slippery out there. But I'd say of the two teams, Dublin seem to be playing that with that little bit more confidence. Meath, as I said earlier on, very jittery at the back, creating a lot of mistakes, and their clearances today in the first half have been very, very poor.
Stafford against Jerry Horgan, gets in his kick, and he's kicked his 4th point to keep Meath very much in the hunt with a full 35 minutes still to go. That's his 4th point, 3 of them, or 2 of them I should say, coming from play. The final piece of action from a useful first 35 minutes. So back at the start of this second half, whatever about the quality, one of the quantity, we made out that there were 11 minutes in all lost due to frees during that first half, and the frees awarded 14 to Meath, 12 to Dublin. And of course, just a point separating the teams. Colm Coyle driving it up towards Bernard Flynn. Hasn't scored so far. In fact, Brian Stafford the only one who scored for the Meath men. Colm O'Rourke into Gillick. Meath 7th wide. He really hasn't impressed too much so far, PJ Gillick, in this series. Jack Sheedy. Drop deep towards Barney Rock. Bobby O'Malley got back and got goal side, but Rock has kicked the point from play, and there are 2 between them again. His 2nd point of the afternoon. Beelan again trying to make it his. Colm O'Rourke. Again, Keith Barr and O'Rourke having quite a tussle. Bar protesting that there was no real foul there whatsoever, as Tommy Dowd seems poised to be introduced very shortly.
Yeah, I think Tommy Dowd will probably come in instead of PJ Gillick, who's finding it very difficult to get into the game today, has made quite a few mistakes. But I think overall Tommy Carr is playing very, very well and has the upper hand on him all day.
6 points for Dublin, 4 for Meath. Stafford to be the free taker in front of an attendance of 63,736. Another record for a first-round Leinster Championship match, and that sails over the bar. And there's the bare minimum between the teams again, and Stafford the only one to score for Meath this afternoon. 5 points his tally. His best ever score against Dublin was 8 points in last year's Leinster final. Kennedy revelling in the freedom out around midfield. Lyons punches it away to his cousin Liam Harnan. Lyons again ready to take that pass. Here, trying to collect with some difficulty. Colm O'Rourke making life awfully rough. Keith Barr pursued by Kevin Foley. Still Barr. David Beggy not yielding an inch. And finally the referee signalling the free to Dublin. The Meath full back line has enjoyed a considerable degree of dominance, and Joe McNally is being got ready away on the far side for Dublin as this is dropped in, fed out by Beelan, kicked by Jack Sheedy and put over the crossbar. 2 points the margin. Jack Sheedy, the Garda, getting his first of the afternoon. Dublin the leaders, and Joe McNally is in. Vinnie Murphy is the player who's replaced, so it's a straight switch. Full forward for full forward. Tommy Dowd is also after coming in, and the player who's going off is PJ Gillick. Two sides who have given everything they've had in the 3 matches so far, but the opportunity to really shine in either of the games for either team has been pretty well at a premium. Nobody wants to concede anything, and Terry Ferguson right now anxious to concede nothing as Declan Sheehan makes his way in, and it's gone flashing over the bar. Declan Sheehan gets his first score today, his first time to come into the Dublin starting 15 since 1988. So back with a vengeance. Might well have had a goal for himself earlier in the match. Foley takes that with some ease. O'Malley up to Flynn. Can he now have a more influential role to play in this team? Stafford couldn't hold it. Hagen could. To Barney Rock. Driving it forward towards Declan Sheehan, his clubmate, who couldn't catch it. Sheedy's available. Driven in towards Joe McNally. McNally's got it. Off the post it comes down. Harnan slips. Meath in a right pile-up. Terry Ferguson in front of his own goal, and Declan Sheehan was waiting to drive that one in. It's with Sheedy, it's back to Guyton. It's touched on the ground, and it's going to be a free out. It doesn't count. Well, so near to being real danger yet again, Jack, from Meath's point of view.
Yeah, very well taken here by Joe McNally. Took his time, went for the score, unlucky to come off the upright. Again, this little bit of confusion in the Meath defence, 3 defenders clashing, and Niall Guyton nearly slipped the ball in. But I think Meath are very, very lucky to escape in that instance.
You see Declan Sheehan, in fact, had it taken away from him by Harnan. Out towards Hayes. Terry Ferguson. Brian Stafford pushed back towards the Dublin 65-metre line. Now Beggy in full flight. Here he is, the nearest Dubliner. Good challenge from here, just slowing up. But it's again Beggy, gathering momentum. Dublin regrouping. Well blocked down by Paul Carr. Deegan taking it back from Sheedy. A nice 1-2. Flynn is in pursuit this time for Meath. Very slippery, very greasy following the rain we've had. The rain thankfully now giving way to sunshine. The shadow of the clock, the Hogan stand here lengthening, a light shadow at that. Sheedy, a very businesslike Dublin team, engineer a fine score. Sheedy's second point, and now Dublin lead by double scores. It seems like it's panic stations for Meath, the defending Leinster champions. And I think they're about to produce their final ace, and that's Jerry McEntee. He would give the little slip of paper to referee Tommy Howard, and the player going off is Sean Kelly. O'Connell. Back around his best position at left half back as McEntee's gone into midfield alongside Hayes to try and win the battle in there against Beelan and Foran. Colin Coyle carrying the ball forward. Meath needing a score. A goal would do nicely for them. Fisted hopefully forward. Flynn just got a touch onto him. Takes it back from Dowd. Oh, it's gone up to Horgan. Back to Colm O'Rourke. Looking for the point. Half blocked down. Dowd still there. Fisting it hopefully. John O'Leary calling and it's gone wide. There was a scoring chance there certainly. Now whether it was to be a goal or a point, but they were really running out of energy. Dublin coped well. Paul Curran is coming in, omitted because of a poor performance in the last two games. A player of great talent, and the player going off is Niall Guyden, who hit 3 points in the first half. 10 minutes to go in the third match between Meath and Dublin the league champions, leading by 5 points. Meath trying to come back. Horgan has had an excellent match. Coyle pressing forward, chipping one in. Oh, and it's a goal by Bernard Flynn. Oh, it's precisely what the game has required. Just 2 points the difference. A goal after 25 minutes of the second half. Simply executed, lobbed in, missed by Dublin, not by Bernard Flynn, his first goal of the afternoon. So 2 between them, and it's going to make for a thrilling finale, Jack.
This came from a bad clearance from John O'Leary. He went over the sideline. The ball came into Bernard Flynn, beating John O'Leary to the punch and got the ball into the net.
Mick Lyons, I think, has seen his side given a lifeline by that goal by Bernard Flynn. And Declan Sheehan is taking over the free-kicking duties from Barney Rock. Perhaps it'll suit a player kicking in from that right-hand side. He kicks it with the left. Is there a curl in it? Down off the post to Kevin Foley. So still 2 between them. Meath needing to lift the danger, to put some further pressure on Dublin. Dublin just wanting to keep the ball down that half of the field. Paul Clark. Harnan reaching out for it. Robbie O'Malley was expertly positioned towards Hayes. He was waiting for it. Foran nipped in. Closed down by Harnan. There's still a couple of options for Dave Foran if they can manage to get that ball out. Half blocked. Harnan. Martin O'Connell doing so well now that he's back in the half-back line. He kicks it towards Dowd. On my watch, there are 7.5 minutes remaining. 1-5 for me, that's 8 points. Dublin the leaders by 10 points to 1-5. Hayes taking the sideline ball up to Bernard Flynn, the goal scorer. On to Liam Hayes. Drops it. Challenged by Horgan. Oh, it's blocked down, and it's Keith Barr, I think, the one who got the intervention, a vital one at that. Another 45. Stafford the free taker. They need this one. And he's put it wide again. Oh, it's not his day. He was the hero of the first half with 4 points. Kicked another early in the second half to make it 5, but he's now missed 2 kickable frees. It seems we're poised for a gripping last couple of minutes. Beelan reaching out over there, off the head of Colm Coyle. Mick Kennedy trying to make it his. Coyle was playing leapfrog, my head. And Kennedy will be the free taker, it seems. Just like Paddy Cullen there as a goalkeeper in 2 championship matches back in 1980. Now very much a member of the defence as Dublin tried to enhance a good performance with a late score and put a bit more daylight between themselves and the Leinster champions. Sheedy over there. Mick Lyons gone across. Kicked inside to Paul Clark. Remember those great points when he came on as a sub 2 weeks ago? McQuillan fumbles. Is it over the goal line? No. The umpire had a very good look at that. The fumble by the goalkeeper in the end. The foul by Dave Foran. Clark, I wonder, was he going for a point? It dropped short and McQuillan was in trouble. But the umpire was really well positioned. Hayes Belted forward to Tommy Dowd, 45 metres out against the other Tommy Carr, that is. Stafford getting by Jerry Horgan. They need this one. That's travelled over. There's the minimum minute, and we've 4 minutes to go. Stafford has kicked 6 points from Meath, 3 of them from frees, 3 of them from play. We're in injury time. It's missed by Hayes, but recovered. This has to be it now. It's all down to the discretion of the referee and what injury time he may allow. Bernard Flynn being forced backwards. He finds a gap, finds Colin Coyle. He's the one who engineered the goal. Now they need a point. Tommy Carr, the Dublin captain, takes it away from Tommy Dowd. Both sides scrambling for possession. A real confrontation. Stafford kicks it in towards Bernard Flynn. He hasn't scored a point. He managed the goal. They've got a free. They've got a free. The referee has whistled. The ball's gone over the bar from Bernard Flynn. He didn't hear the whistle. Such was the noise around this cauldron of excitement that's Croke Park this afternoon. And 63,000 people now holding their breaths as Brian Stafford gets the word of inspiration from Jerry McEntee. Is this to be it? Will the game go to extra time? Will Dublin win it by a point? Right in front of the goal, but he's a good 40 metres out, maybe 38 to 40 metres out. He's missed quite a few frees. He did kick 3 of his 6 points. After a minute and 20 seconds of injury time, he's put it over the bar, and we seem destined for extra time once again. The sides are level. It's Meath 1-7, Dublin 10 points. Can there be any time left? The Meath fans on their feet. Colm O'Rourke just checking with the referee Tommy Howard. Nearly 2 minutes of injury time has been played. They still play on, and the referee says that's it. A case of deja vu. We have another half an hour of extra time. So, after 2 hours of this championship tie, and after after 4 hours I should say, of this championship tie, and an hour in the league, back in March, they still cannot resolve it.
Some people had left the ground not believing that Meath could stage another comeback. But back they were, taking the game to extra time again, and ready to pounce on an exasperated Dublin side.
So the referee restarting. 15 minutes each way, and I can tell you that Charlie Redmond has been reintroduced for Dublin. First time this afternoon. As Coyle's going through, there's a goal! Oh, straight away, Colin Coyle has scored for Meath in the opening 20 seconds of the first period of extra time. He created the goal initially for Bernard Flynn in normal time, and now he's goaled himself. What they could not do in the closing stages, they've managed to do right at the start of extra time, Jack.
This all came from a great catch by Johnny McEntee in the middle of the field. He was fouled, got the ball in quickly, and Ray Holland got a rude awakening there from Colm Coyle. Took the ball well, rounded Mick Deegan and put it aside past John O'Leary. Got a touch to it, but a great goal from Meath.
Certainly the reappearance of Jerry McEntee in the Meath colours has given Meath an extra lease of life. Now leading by that goal, kicked in. Easy for O'Leary from the shot by David Beggy. Sheedy fisting it forward for Tommy Carr to run onto against Brian Stafford. Stafford with 7 points in the first 70. Jack Sheedy in a tie which is at least destined to go 4.5 hours. Back to Redmond, to Sheedy. Get a goal here. Stopped. Somehow it's kicked in, and it's a goal by Paul Clark. So a goal at each end in the opening 3 minutes, 2.5 really, of the extra time period. Denied the first time by the goalkeeping of McQuillan. But when Clark saw that ball dropping down invitingly for him, he was there to plant it in the corner.
This is a great response by Dublin. What a game Jack Sheedy is having in the second half and now in extra time. Willing to work very, very hard. Here he did everything. Unlucky not to get the first kick into the goal. Ball broke loose to Paul Clark and well put away for Dublin.
Beggy. Beggy again. His jersey pulled by Ray Holland. Redmond the one who committed the last foul. Well, Charlie, who needed surgery following his stunning performance in the first match when he kicked 7 points. So now it's Brian Stafford kicking in towards Hill 16. He's found the range on this occasion. His 8th point of the afternoon. And 5 of those coming from place balls. O'Connell against Jack Sheedy on his own 65-metre line, dropping it in towards Colm O'Rourke. In there with Keith Barr. O'Rourke may have moved into the full forward division, but Carr has pursued him, or Barr I should say has pursued him. Jack Sheedy has been limping, I can tell you, the last couple of minutes. Stafford lining up this free, 22 metres out. Remember, Meath ahead by a point. He got the last one and he's got this one as well. Much more like the Brian Stafford of old. He had a couple of pressure kicks that just went the other side of the post in normal time. He got the vital one towards the end of the 70 minutes, and now he's kicked his 9th of the day. Clark. Deegan going forward. Now it's Charlie Redmond. Driven towards Barney Rock. Trying to win this one. Doing so. Gets Robbie O'Malley. And McNally is happy to see that one come off the left-hand post. His first scoring contribution since coming in as a sub, midway through the second half of normal time. Tommy Carr has now moved forward to left half forward, and Paul Curran has gone back into the position that many people think is his best. Here he is at right half back against Tommy Dowd. That's an interesting switch. Harnan dashing forward. O'Rourke's available. Flynn is calling for it on the right hand side. He's got it. 20 metres out. Closed down by Charlie Redmond and Deegan. Back to O'Rourke. Not too many options open to him. The punt inside to the goal scorer Colm O'Rourke, slipping, recovering. Colm Coyle, I should say. And he's gifted it to Jack Sheedy. Sheedy with a cavalier run forward. Carr now, remember, left half forward in a much changed Dublin attack. Sheedy steadying himself. Curran coming forward from right half back. Rounding Hayes. He's beaten 2 of them, but it's blocked down by McEntee. He couldn't go by the third. And this great rallying force, as he's been down the years in Meath football, watches as that pass results in a foul on Liam Hayes. Redmond remonstrating with referee Tommy Howard for doing so. His penalised yardage. Carr fetching, delivering the pass to Deegan, who's now be prepared to go forward much more. Meath just leaving 2 men up front, so he's been given the chance to come forward. Barney Rock outside to Beelan. Beelan's kicked and it's curled in, and the sides are tied up again. Paul Beelan's first point of the day. It started in mist. It looks like it's going to finish in sunshine. Well, will it be sunshine for Dublin or for Meath? Still level, 15 minutes to go. Bernard Flynn now on the 40. Meath started the first period so expertly with that goal by Colm Coyle. Here he is again under the dropping ball with Ray Holland. Deegan. Heary here. Stopped by Colm O'Rourke. Deegan taking it smartly and quickly to Tommy Carr, pushed by Kevin Foley. 2 number 5s, it's rapidly taken, and Deegan's gone forward again, has been doing all through this extra time period. Foley goes back goal side, holds up his progress. Clark. So the Dublin number 2 trying to tease that shot inside for Carr. There's an opening for Joe McNally to take the point, and Dublin hit the front after just 1 minute of the second period of extra time. Tommy Carr looks to have picked up cramp. Dublin leading by 1 point. Jerry Horgan has his attempted clearance blocked. Stafford selling one inside to Gillick. Ambitious pass. Beggy is fouled. The free in, and Stafford can put the sides on level terms again. Jerry Horgan, who did some wonderful things when he came in as a first half sub for Kieran Walsh. It was a very useful substitution by the Dublin mentors. It was from this angle that he pointed his 7th just at the end of normal time. He's now on 9 points, and you can make that 10. His best ever tally against Dublin in the championship. Brendan Riley has just been introduced into the Meath team. Brendan Riley, who comes from St. Peter's in Dunboyne, and Kevin Foley is the player who's been taken off. Niall Guyden has just come in, and Tommy Carr making his way off. Meanwhile, Keith Barr is still limping back in a full back position. They always say, Jack, that in the championship there's nothing like match practice when you want to cement a good team spirit and get the understanding going. But at the end of all of this, will they have any energy to take on the rest of the Leinster campaign? As we watch Brian Stafford have that ball held away from him by Jerry Horgan. It reaches Colm O'Rourke outside to Flynn. Scoring chance for Bernard Flynn, and he has edged Meath ahead once more. A goal and a point for the player who now plays his club football for St. Joseph's down in Laois.
I think that both teams prepared for the first match 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they wouldn't have had much physical training since, and I think it's showing on the players that their legs are tired, but they will benefit if they get a 1 or 2 weeks rest. They will benefit from these hard games.
That's Declan Sheehan trying to make headway against Liam Harnan. The foul, but quickly taken free. Tommy Dowd with Curran back there. McNally wanting it. Curran trying to make a better angle, and he's kicked a magnificent score. He's kicked a beautiful point, and Dublin and Meath are level again with 5 minutes to go, and it's Curran who scored it. Connell to make sure that it doesn't go to a 4th game. He's stopped, however, by Jerry Horgan. Horgan with the match now, showing just a minute remaining. Vinnie Murphy, he just failed to score towards the end of the 72 weeks ago. Can he now put it beyond Meath? Not just now. McQuillan takes it. It's gone to Robbie O'Malley. Meath 2-11, Dublin 1-14. Translated into points, that's 17 points apiece. The ball's gone up to David Beggy all alone. Heary had given him a yard. Now trying to get back goal side. Is this to be it for the reigning Leinster champions? David Beggy going through. Stopped by McKennedy. It's gone loose. There's no foul. The referee says play on. John O'Leary hand passes it outside to Deegan. On my watch there are 30 seconds remaining. It's a thrilling match, and David Beggy might well have sealed it there for me, just as Vinnie Murphy might have done so for Dublin 2 weeks ago at the end of the 70. We're now into injury time. It's 17 points apiece in as dramatic a championship tie as I've seen in the last 10 years. Fisted down by Ferguson, met by Horgan, and Gillick has got it forward, but there's nobody there except Heary, who just has to drive it out of the Dublin half-back line down towards Declan Sheehan. He got there. It's on to Jack Sheedy. Is there a winning score in this match yet? We're now 25 seconds into injury time. Sheedy outside to Paul Clark. There's the kick. It's gone wide. Oh, it's dramatically wide. And Clark had the chance of making himself a Dublin hero.
Dublin had a great chance to snatch the game there, but as you say, Joel, I think Meath deserve to live another day.
And the Leinster Council to get another £250,000 because it's going to a 4th match. 17 points apiece. Meath 2-11, Dublin 1-14. The extra time goals coming initially after 20 seconds from Colm Coyle, and then a rapid response by Paul Clark. But the crowd in Croke Park standing on its feet now, saluting 2 very, very valiant teams. We may have lost the All-Ireland champions Cork last week down in Killarney, but Dublin and Meath live on and on and on.
Almost 64,000 people had attended that match, establishing a new championship first-round record for the 3rd game in a row. Over 175,000 had now attended the 3 games so far. paying gate receipts of some £750,000. But the fourth match was to create a piece of history in Gaelic games. For the first time, a championship tie was fixed for a Saturday afternoon, and it would be seen live on television. 4 hours and 30 minutes of football played between them so far, and the drama was only beginning.
And this, the Dublin team, they leave their backline intact following Jerry Hargan's successful introduction 2 weeks ago, but make alterations elsewhere. So Paul Clarke is relocated in midfield in place of the luckless Dave Foran. Charlie Redmond, Dublin's hero, on the 2nd of June, back in there at right half forward, with Mick Galvin happily over the worst of his facial injury, incurred on that same date, now at full forward, and the vacancy there at top of the left filled by Declan Sheehan. Meath decided to keep the evergreen Jerry McEntee in reserve, but there the two late changes, number 17 and number 18. We understand that Terry Ferguson pulled a muscle in his back in the dressing room before the match, and Pádraig Lyons comes in to join his brother Mick on the full back line. And the injury picked up by Sean Kelly is a knee injury. He was picked up in training yesterday, and so back into the fray comes number 18, Tommy Dowd. Tommy Howard then getting the fourth match underway, the third replay, and the changes we were speculating from Dublin are materialising. Paul Curran here is on the 40, Tommy Carr still right half back, drilling this one forward towards Charlie Redmond, who's moving to the centre. That's closed down however by Liam Harnan. Paul Clarke is playing at full forward. It's Mick Galvin top of the left, Declan Sheehan top of the right. And into midfield has come Jack Sheedy. Meanwhile, it's David Beggy looking for score number 1 for the afternoon. Superbly closed down by the very mobile Tommy Carr. And it's gone for the game's first 45 after 33 seconds.
Yeah, David Beggy should have finished that one all right. It was a great opportunity and he should have got a point at least then.
And Liam Hayes has required attention. And now it seems to be a head injury. Stafford, the 45. Free taker has pointed.
A great score by Stafford. That could help Meath now. It will really settle them.
So Meath then hit the front. Colm O'Rourke deep in midfield to Stafford, who's come very deep, a good 45 metres out. Hargan trying to get in a telling challenge. And O'Rourke was hit mighty hard that time by Keith Barr, I think. Here he was in there too.
Yeah, Colm O'Rourke could be in trouble there now. He got a terrible bang. And Hayes is still on the sideline. They're still treating him on the far side. He's up and he's coming back on again.
So they're back to the full complement. This was the challenge, Mick.
Yes, in fairness to Colm O'Rourke, he kept his eye on the ball, kept on playing it. But then again, I suppose the Dublin player had to go in 100%, and he did. And that's not going to help Colm O'Rourke, and if anything will happen O'Rourke, Meath could be in trouble because he is unquestionably the best player that Meath have had in all the games to date.
That's Matthew McCabe, who was called back into the squad in the last week. So only 4 minutes gone, and a decidedly groggy looking Colm O'Rourke trying to stay on his feet as Sean Boylan, with a concerned look on his face, comes in to attend to one of his great leaders, and O'Rourke is off. So now, Meath, only 4 minutes gone, have lost Terry Ferguson, Sean Kelly, and now Colm O'Rourke from their starting 15. Jerry McEntee in there with Anne Burton as well. Well, Sean Boylan's side have been in many a tight corner in the past. They lead by a point.
Yeah, Colm is going to be a terrible loss to Meath because, as I said, in all the games to date, he has been the inspirational man on the pitch for Meath. He's been their leader throughout. But then again, Meath may raise their game now. You know, there you are, another point by Stafford.
So 2 points for Stafford, one from a free, one from a 45. And they are the only two scores in the game so far. Well, they haven't brought anybody in just yet. Jerry McEntee is, of course, an option. Charlie Redmond. Played forward. That's Keith Barr. It's the first time, really, that Keith Barr has attacked in any of the 4 matches. He's been back minding Colm O'Rourke in all the games so far. But with O'Rourke now off, he became the free man. Declan Sheehan will be the free taker. It'll suit a player kicking in from the right with his left boot. Sheehan finds the target. the first Dublin point. And I think it's interesting that Meath have not made a change yet and are playing with 14 men, obviously in the hope that Colm O'Rourke could come back into the fray. But Jerry McEntee has to be one of the players that they would be considering bringing in.
Yeah, Colm O'Rourke is coming back into the game again.
A very warm round of applause right around the ground. Mickey McCullen, it's all of 13 years now since he first came into the Meath Championship team. Kicking towards Gillick. Driven deep towards Bernard Flynn, but there was a foul on Gillick after he played that ball away, and so it's going to be a free from where the ball lands, which is just around 22 metres out. Bernard Flynn did so well in the last game to take his goal with great aplomb. Happily, Colm O'Rourke back in the action. Has always been marked by Keith Barr. Stafford has had 100% accuracy rate so far, and he maintains that. His third point.
Yeah, Stafford is on his game today with his frees. The last day he missed quite a lot of them, and if he continues to pop them over, well, Meath could have a big bearing at the end in this game.
Hayes touched it down and Keith Barr was in fast. Well, a probing one inside. Paul Clark, the full forward, trying to hold on to it, but no such luck.
Yeah, it's very hard to understand Dublin. They continue to play the high ball into the square in two mixed lines, and I think that's a bad gambit actually from Dublin's point of view. I think if they play the ball in low and fast, I think they do a lot better.
Keith Barr then challenging with Colm O'Rourke. Fed outside. Tommy Carr having a little bit of work to do. It's Declan Sheehan who let that one run on to Paul Clark. Challenged by Hayes outside the 20-metre line, but he was trying to punch that ball away unfairly, and so referee Tommy Hard gives Dublin the free, 23 or 4 metres out. And the Meath player in need of attention. They will be Pádraig Lyons. Yeah, I think that is Pádraig Lyons.
Yes, that's Pádraig Lyons, all right.
And there that challenge by Declan Sheehan catching Pádraig Lyons. Well, the resources are stretched already and he doesn't look comfortable. Sean Boylan has come in to have a quick word with Colm Coyle, and I think Coyler is going to have to spend a little bit of time in defence. A very versatile player. Back at the ranch, Charlie Redmond still composing himself with this free kick, which will make it 3 points to 2 if he points. And he does. All the points in the match so far have come from frees. And Meath are bringing in a substitute, and I think it's Finian Murtagh who's coming in. So Murtagh is coming in attack. Meanwhile, Colm Coyle has gone back into defence. Bernard Flynn trying to get onto this one ahead of Deegan. Deegan was fouling. And there's a penalty of several metres against Dublin for protesting that decision. It can't be a penalty of 13 metres as is allowed.
Yeah, Meath are looking that little bit sharper at the moment. They're first the ball and they're creating a lot of problems there for Dublin around the defence.
It's a sign of great character, this Meath team, and Stafford taps it over neatly. Point number 4, and he opens up a 2-point gap once more. Kennedy. Jerry Horgan somehow trying to escape the trap. Keith Barr coming to his assistance, kicking deep. Gathered by Liam Harnan. Martin O'Connell now. Put across a searching ball towards Tommy Dowd, and he manages to search it out against Tommy Carr. O'Rourke available. Trying to get it onto the trusty left boot. Just inches wide of the left-hand target. For Meath's very first wide of the game, we've had 4 wides in all, with 3 of them falling to Dublin. Colm Coyle letting that one there. Curran trying to wrestle it away somehow from the attentions of Colm Coyle. Once again, the game being played at a ferocious pace, great intensity.
Yes, but no set pattern coming out of it as of yet. Meath seem to be winning more possession around the middle of the field at the moment, so...
Well, just in case you've come in to join us late, 21 minutes gone. All the points on the board so far have come from placed balls, from frees, and it's Meath who lead, 4-2. Declan Sheehan lining this one up with the left boot, and he's cut it back to a 1-point differential with his second pointed free. I suppose, Mick, part of the great attraction of Gaelic games is that you get these great rivalries developing from time to time in so many corners of the country. Cork and Kerry down south, and of course Dublin and Meath here in the Leinster.
This has really developed into a battle anyway, this one between Meath and Dublin at the moment. No great chance here for Dublin.
As Clark was trying to play it through, and it was Niall Guyden who'd made the run through the centre. It was covered expertly, however, by Colm Coyle. He's given it away to Keith Barr. Curran took up a very good position. Nobody went across to cover him, and that is the first point from play. It's finally taken 22 minutes to produce, and Paul Curran, a player of great skill and talent, is the one who scored it. Whipped out by Gillick. Carr is under it. Support coming from Deegan. And again, Keith Barr prepared to go forward. Nicely in towards Galvin. Blocked down well by Mick Lyons. Second chance perhaps. And finally it's Declan Sheehan who was the one who hit it with the left boot, but outside and wide.
Galvin was very slow to move on that one. He had a great opportunity, but he was too slow. He delayed too long on the ball, and another great opportunity gone again there from Dublin. Yeah, Declan Sheehan, I suppose, had a chance. It was the one thing, he did the right thing. He pulled on it, but it was just wide of the post.
Trying to kick out Gillick. Stopped instead by Jack Sheedy. On to Guyden. Gillick trying to get back goal side. Galvin. Oh, there was a high elbow from Coyle, and the referee out with a notebook again against Colm Coyle.
Yes, that was a straight arm tackle, all right, but in fairness to Coyle, I don't believe it was intentional. He was more protecting himself more than anything.
Here's the incident again, Mick, now.
Yes, here comes Galvin in. Oh God, it was, yes, it was a high tackle, all right.
So that's the position then, about 24 metres out, and a chance now for Charlie Redmond to put Dublin in front. Dublin lead for the first time in this match. Just over 28 minutes gone, and Charlie Redmond's second pointed free has done the trick. They lead by 5 points to 4. Well, the point has been made. When you take out the hype, what is left? Sheedy leaves it behind. Kennedy's coming. Curran. One of the stars so far for Dublin. As we say it, he misdirects his pass downfield. Declan Sheehan trying to keep the ball in play. And it's Guyden racing through. And he's put it over the bar. A second point from play in the match. Bang on cue. And Guyden is the scorer from Raheny. 2 between them again.
Yes, he played very well the last day. They took him off 10 minutes from the end of the last game, and I just couldn't understand it. And still, he's one of the best finishers Dublin have, and that was a great score. He took it very well.
Sheedy trying to fist it down. Gillick for a Meath team that's lost the initiative in the last few minutes and the lead. Hayes against Beelan. Trading the pass inside to Bernard Flynn, sells a beautiful dummy, and from 20 metres out has kicked it over the bar. Meath's first point from play and Bernard Flynn's first score of the afternoon. So confirmation then that Jerry McEntee has come in the last few minutes. He's in midfield and he's marking Jack Sheedy, who've begun to dominate.
I think there's Finian Murtough that's gone off the side.
That seems to be the case because Colm O'Rourke has gone into the full forward line. Liam Hayes renewing his partnership in the middle of the field then for Meath with Jerry McEntee. Across towards David Begg. He did well to keep it away from the attentions of Eamon Heary. O'Connell now joining the fray. Kicked forward towards Bernard Flynn against McDeegan. Players calling for it. One of them is Stafford. Well, that wasn't a good ball. McKennedy stood his ground as Stafford put in the challenge. Free rapidly taken. Horgan. One of a number of left-footed defenders in the Dublin team. Floating that one down, inviting Liam Galvin is trying to go back and take it against Robbie O'Malley. Foley. Comes out to Jerry McEntee, already making up a lot of ground. O'Connell. Paul Clark hasn't really made a success of the full forward position, so he's come out into the centre. Marking is rather slack right now as Dowd picks it up. Stopped well by Mick Deegan. Belted out well to Jack Sheedy. Now it's with Curran. Referee.
Yes, that's a booking offence definitely for Harman there.
So under a minute to go to half-time and the referee calls back the play and he's going to have a word with Liam Harnan for that challenge on Jack Sheedy just as he was putting Paul Curran in the clear.
Yes, you see Jack Sheehy, you'll just watch it here now. Liam Harnan is coming into the picture. Jack Sheehy had the ball released and you see Liam Harnan continue to come in and hit him straight on. So unquestionably a booking offence, and lucky enough, maybe not to be, could have quite easily been put off for that.
Well, Jack Sheedy thankfully is able to continue in the game. Liam Harnan becomes the fourth player to have his name taken. And this free is just outside the 45-metre line. Charlie Redmond will be the taker. So can he put two between them? He can. A very well pointed free by Charlie Redmond, who's taken over the free taking duties by and large this afternoon for the relegated Barney Rock. So 7 points to 5.
And the right time to get a score just coming into the break at half time. That could be a very, very valuable point to Dublin.
Not too much space available up on Hills 16. Whether it's Sunday or Saturday, they come to see a match which has always great drawing ability between Meath and Dublin. Tough and tight as it has been all through this series. It's continued in this match, and so at half time it's Dublin who go in as leaders by 7 points to 5. So Tommy Howard gets the second half underway. 7 points to 5, Dublin the leaders, and Jerry McEntee straight away trying to redress that situation. Stafford kicking it invitingly across towards Bernard Flynn, looking for another point, and he's put one over. Point between the teams. Bernard Flynn's second score.
Yeah, that was wonderful vision on Stafford's part there. He spotted Flynn away on the far side. He was completely and totally free, and was amazed that Deegan wasn't with him, but it was great finish for Flynn again.
Colm O'Rourke is now playing in the full forward line as he's been for about the last 10 minutes of the first half. Foley for a Meath side who trail by a point, 7-6. All the options goes down for Martin O'Connell. He's gifted it to Mick Galvin, and off the post it comes and over the bar. That was a mistake by O'Connell.
That was a terrible mistake by Martin O'Connell.
Well, he was running out of options because he was closed down by the Dublin players. They take a lot of credit for it, but that was quite a gift. An early Christmas present for Mick Galvin. So 2 points the margin. Off the post, as you see, and over the crossbar. McAtee and Judge to have been pushing. Jack Sheedy calmly organising the free kick, which Keith Barr will come and deliver deep into the Meath half.
Yeah, Dublin seem to be getting a grip around the middle of the field at the moment. Jack Sheehy is playing exceptionally well there now at the moment, and Beelan is also coming into his own, so I think it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle for Meath at the moment.
Wind, it seems, supporting Keith Barr. A really good ball. McLean's coming to try and collect. He's left it there. Charlie Redmond has put it over. This is a very good spell for Dublin. They're looking very sharp. They've responded well to that early Meath point scored by Bernard Flynn. They've come back strongly and opened up a 3-point gap. But remember, 2 weeks ago, they led by 5.
Yeah. A long delivery in again there. It was a high one in again, but luckily enough Charlie Redmond just happened to be in the right place and he got it and planked it over the bar. Yeah, he took his opportunity well, but still scores are not being well walked or anything like that. You know, it is all by chance more than anything.
Declan Sheehan
on the move again
into Clark, trying to take Mick Lyons out of position. Lyons has been by far the more dominant player so far. That's not a bad one. Played back in well and put over the bar by Biden. His second point, taking the pass from Mick Galvin after it had all been set up by Paul Clark. Meanwhile, there's a Dublin player down injured on the 65-metre line. 4 points the difference, 10-6. But concern once again for a Dublin player who's injured as we watch Guyden, who took the pass delightfully from Galvin. Some expert positioning by Guyden just inside the 13-metre line. McQuillan coming out. So too was PJ Gillick. He beat them all. Tough, very committed, and Carr, the Army captain, wants to play on. Skipper his side to what he hopes will be finally fourth time lucky against Meath in a first-round victory in the Leinster. McEntee played in towards Bernard Flynn, but Mick Deegan is not giving anything away this afternoon. Another player down injured. It's Bernard Flynn away on the far side as play continues with Martin O'Connell, helped by McEntee. There's Bernard Flynn in the background there, watching Brian Stafford. Flynn is back on his feet. He was trying to make a run forward. He limped, and he's still limping. And he's watching the man who should be marking him. That is Mick Deegan, played outside. Carr here. Dublin with a man up at the moment because of the injury to Bernard Flynn.
Yeah, Dublin are looking very good at the very minute now. They seem to be winning all over the pitch at the moment.
Hayes down towards Flynn. Into space. Clark trying to get a touch onto that one. Declan Sheehan coming right across the face of the goal. Challenged by Harnan. Robbie O'Malley there as well. Players calling for it inside. One of them was Mick Galvin. Missed. Finally, it reaches Paul Curran. It's such a very good first half. Charlie Redmond. And what's a very tense moment. And finally, it's dispatched over the crossbar. Tellingly by Charlie Redmond for his 5th point of the game. And the last 2 have been from play. So now it's got a look of the match 3 weeks ago. Dublin leading by 5. Meanwhile, there's further bad news for viewers in Meath and followers of Meath football, because Bernard Flynn has been forced out of the match with that injury. He's gone. He's replaced by Matty McCabe. Players calling for it. McEntee. Stafford. Meath will not go out of this championship without a fight, and there was a great challenge there by Colm O'Rourke on the goalkeeper, John O'Leary. Happily, O'Leary's okay. It ends up being a Dublin ball. And now Dublin getting ready to make their change, and Ray Holland is going to come in. And it is Tommy Carr who is ready to limp out of the game.
Dublin are playing so well at the moment, I don't think it will make any big difference as of now.
Galvin against a depleted Meath team. Harnan against Charlie Redmond. Has run on here beautifully for Curran. Can he put it away? He's put it over the bar. Paul Curran had a goal opening. He was content with the point.
Yes, he had a great opportunity of getting a goal there, but I think it was wise that he took the point on that occasion. But he could quite easily have got a goal. Here he runs onto this one very well.
It was a lovely run forward. Great pace, great penetrating skills, and he's content, as you say, to tap it over the bar. That's Matty McCabe, the player who's come in place of Bernard Flynn, who'd scored 2 points in the game. Keith Barr with the free. Quarter of an hour of the second half gone. Held by Curran. Beginning now to really dominate. Sheehan's pass inside, swing in the breeze. Touchdown by Paul Clark to the waiting Robbie O'Malley. McEntee. Deep into space. Colm O'Rourke there with Mick Kennedy. O'Rourke manages to hold on. And Colm O'Rourke engineers the free kick for Meath, and Brian Stafford is the one who's going to kick it. Well, on a warm afternoon, is this to be the conclusion of the series? Plenty of time still remaining for Meath, but Dublin looking really good. And we have to pay tribute to two fine teams, amateur players all, who've given everything they've got throughout the month of June, now into July. And that's produced the point for Brian Stafford, his first point of the second half. 5 points in all, they've all come from place balls. So it's back to a 5-point difference. Well, we haven't had a goal in the match so far. A goal for Meath would bring them right back into the game. A goal for Dublin would have their fans singing up on Hill 16.
And Meath would need a goal at this stage if they're to remain in contention. I think Dublin are going a lot better at the moment.
Phelan contesting with Hayes. Referee indicting the Dubliner. And the wrong player has taken the ball from the hand, so it's going to be a case of referee Tommy Howard throwing the ball up between a player from each side. McEntee and Keith Barr. Reaches Gillick. Jack Sheedy trying to limit his space. Colm O'Rourke trying to get away from Mick Kennedy. Into the clear. Meath in need of a goal, and they've got it! It's Brian Stafford who's brought them back from the edge yet again.
No sooner said than done. I said that Meath needed a goal to get back into the game, and Colm O'Rourke in fairness spotted Stafford there, and he let the ball in. O'Rourke could have gone himself, but the experienced player that he is, he let it across to Stafford, who finished very well.
Well, you'd read the script, Mick, and likewise Brian Stafford, the cameo role, somehow drove it in defiantly past John O'Leary. There are now just 2 points between the teams.
Dublin had so much of the play there early in the second half when they should have put Meath away, but now Meath are back in the game again, and well, it's through the boiling pot again.
Hayes leaves it behind to Phelan. He's made a valued contribution. O'Connell is beaten for by Sheehan. Mick Lyons is coming out, trying to go around him as Declan Sheehan. Lovely ball across. And finally it's put over the bar. A nice point by Mick Galvin. A rapid response then by the Oliver Plunkett's player. But what a great pass that was across that time by Declan Sheehan.
Yes, it was a really good one, and Sheehan intended to get the ball to Clark actually on that occasion, or to Gallivan. He's got it right across, and a great finishing by Gallivan here.
3-point margin. Dublin the leaders. Just over 15 minutes to go. Jerry Hargan. Colm O'Rourke and Matty McCabe not giving him any room to play the ball, and they were trying to invite him into overholding. The referee saw it the other way. Kennedy will kick it. Overall, though, the spread of scores from Meath's point of view has been very disappointing. They've been highly dependent upon Brian Stafford, and right now they watch as Niall Guyden tries to go and secure victory for Dublin at the fourth attempt. His third point, same as the last day. A really good run forward. They've responded to the goal now magnificently by coming back and kicking a couple of really good points. Coyle kicking in. Brilliantly gathered by Colm O'Rourke, restrained by Mick Kennedy. Free dispatched over towards Matty McCabe. And that's one they need and get from McCabe, the substitute.
That's right, Colm O'Rourke created that score again. He spotted Matty McCabe and let the ball over quickly, and very good finishing by McCabe. Well, I suppose another goal could do the trick again for Meath.
You're tempting fate, you just want extra time. Holland cutting it out, cross towards Niall Guyden, tearaway wing forward. Colm Coyle going back, chasing, winning. Well, Meath have been in tight corners many times in the past, but Brian Stafford, who's playing today in his 26th championship match, has only been on the losing team on 4 occasions. Right now Curran trying to make sure it's a fifth, and it's Declan Sheehan, and it's a penalty. Declan Sheehan has not heard the whistle, but it's a penalty.
Yes, unquestionably it is a penalty.
So a dramatic moment has come 9 minutes from the end, and Keith Barr is going up to take the penalty.
Yes, no question there at all. He was definitely pulled and dragged as he went, when he had possession as he was going through. No doubt it was a penalty. Keith Barr seems to be the player that's going to kick this one, I think.
Well, he possesses a ferocious free kick. Mickey McQuillan in goal. He's denied Dublin in the past. Can he now keep Meath in this championship match? Remember the scoreline. Meath 1-8, Dublin 14 points. Translated into points, that's 14-11. It's a goal! No, it's outside! It's outside, he's missed it! Keith Barr has missed the penalty. Meath stay in the tie. Only 3 between them, and Keith Barr had the chance to put this beyond the Meath men's reach. Away to McQuillan's right-hand side. Goalkeeper got down well, and it just somehow managed to sneak outside the post. Robbie O'Malley fists it down, and Lyons comes out of his full-back position. He's gifted it, however, to Jack Sheedy. Only 3 the margin. They need another few points. Guyden. And he's found the range.
Yes, unquestionably, Guyden is the best forward on the field today, and he's got 4 great points in play.
So is that to be what they call, in cliché form, the insurance point? It now means there are 4 between them. Hayes contesting over there with Beelan. They've had quite a battle all through the game. Coyle trying to take it round the point scorer just a minute ago. Niall Guyden winning himself the free. Down towards O'Rourke against Kennedy. Held by Kennedy on the 20-metre line. That means a free in for Meath. They've obviously not heard the whistle.
Yeah, more than likely Meath will try and work a goal here. No, they're not going to be happy with a point, I think.
McEntee perhaps just checking the watch of referee Tommy Hard. 5.5 minutes to go on my watch. So Brian Stafford will probably aim to tap this one over and put just a goal between the sides. Once again, expert shooting. His figures for the day: a goal and 6 points. The points all coming from place balls. Vinnie Murphy, it seems, is being prepared by Dublin as a last change in their team. Jim Brogan gives him the little slip of paper. And so Vinnie, who was very much the star of Dublin's league campaign, from which they emerged, of course, to win the league. And Charlie Redmond makes way. Started well in the second half, Charlie Redmond. Scored 2 very fine points from play to add to the 3 he got from frees. Hayes fists it down defiantly. Into space, it's Curran who's waiting for it there. Here he calling on his left-hand side. Dropping it up towards Vinnie Murphy. For a Dublin side leading by 3 points, and it's O'Malley going over there with Declan Sheehan. O'Malley, Lions calling for it, holding off the challenge there of Vinnie Murphy. 2 strong men in opposition. Nice pass played inside very quickly by Matty McCabe to Liam Harnan. They're trying to organise a late scoring opportunity. Meath needing a goal to carry the match into extra time yet again. Beggy. It's still possible. Foley. Into Gillick. A lot of poor marking by Dublin, and it's Tommy Down who's carried it right through the heart to Foley. I don't believe it! Foley has scored! They're level! 50 seconds to go, and Kevin Foley has scored his first goal of the championship. What a time!
Well, that was unbelievable. You know, the Meath forwards just walked through the Dublin defence. Dublin committed themselves completely and totally to attack. Their midfielders and half-backs had gone forward when they should have been defending closely. But here it is. You know, in fairness to me, they worked that score very well, and they're well deserved. It was on the cards all the time.
It was a brilliant goal. Foley, the goal scorer. Superbly worked. Now they're going for a win, which we scarcely thought they were going to have 10 minutes ago. We had them completely written off.
Well, they have a chance, and the right men have it now.
Kicking, and they're in front. Meath lead in this amazing game. We're into injury time. David Beggy's first score. What an incredible game it's been. Dublin have been loading it. Meath were playing second fiddle. David Beggy, with the fans on their feet, checking their watches. It's now all at the discretion of referee Tommy Howard. He signals a Dublin free kick. So now the pressure is on the Dubs, who simply weren't able to put Meath away at any stage.
Yeah, I was saying it all through that Dublin just weren't putting Meath away, and it's amazing. But in fairness to Meath, they worked that. That was a great goal, one of the best goals of the championship so far. But still, Dublin have got a chance to come back into the game again.
Jack Sheedy, a newcomer to the championship in his 4th championship match. Nearly a minute of injury time has been played. He's kicked it to the left and it's gone right. It was an ambitious kick. Dublin now to go out of the championship. We were writing the Meath obituary up here. We obviously hadn't the faith that the players had in their own ability. We should have known, because we've seen them ever since 1986 combine superbly. You can't keep a good Meath team down. McQuillan. They've won it! Meath have won by a point. It's an amazing win. A late goal by Kevin Foley. A winning point by David Beggy. It's taken 4 games, nearly 5 3/4 hours of wholly committed action to finally resolve a match that grabbed the nation's attention. It was sometimes excellent, occasionally infuriating, but always absorbing. And it ended here at Croke Park in front of a dumbfounded and stunned Dublin set of fans on Hill 16, who make their way off with Meath the winners by just a point. Final score, Meath 210. That's 16 points. Dublin 15. Meath go on. Dublin are out.
And so incredibly, it was all over. The greatest drama, perhaps, having been saved for last. We'd seen something special, maybe never to be repeated. This video will serve as a special reminder of that period when Dublin and Meath were virtually inseparable in the year of the draw.